Hello everyone. In this video we are going to discuss regarding our chapter number 3, that is anatomy, and we are going to discuss regarding 2 points: introduction and definition of anatomy, and secondly importance of anatomy. So let's start with the definition of anatomy. See, every plant body is cellular, and that is composed of cells or tissues organized in a specific way. And the plant body of higher plant is multicellular and complex. It is composed of large number of organs, for example, roots, stem, leaves, flowers, fruits and seeds. And each organ consists of specific type of tissue arranged in a particular manner. So functions of organ depends on the specific arrangement of tissue. Thus, this knowledge becomes a tool in identification of organs of the plant as well as plant species also. And to observe these characters, section cutting or dissection of plant organ is very much necessary. Internal structure of organ changes from the juvenile stage to the mature stage of plant. Along with external characters, internal characters of plant have a prime importance in taxonomical, ecological and tissue culture studies. So these histological aspects or internal structures are studied under the branch of botany known as anatomy. Or we can define anatomy in following way: the study of gross internal structure or character of plant and its organ is known as anatomy. Actually, anatomy is a Greek word which means ana means up or next and temnin means to cut. So, studying any organ with the help of section cutting or dissection is shortly called as anatomy. So, anatomy is thus identification and description of structures of living things, or the science of studying internal structures of plant organs by section cutting or dissecting it and understanding the gross internal characters of plant is known as plant anatomy. Now, the knowledge of anatomy is applicable in various fields of botany like taxonomy, physiology, ecological interpretation, pharmacognosy, and wood identification. So let's discuss how these anatomical or internal characters of plant are important in different fields of botany. So let's start with the importance of anatomy in taxonomy. See, first, anatomical characters such as nature and structure of hair, stomata, epidermal cells, hypodermal region, veins, vascular tissue and medullary rays, etc. help in perfect identification of plant organs as well as individual plant. Anatomy provides evidence concerning the interrelationship of larger taxonomical groups such as families. It provides evidence to establish the real affinities of genera of uncertain taxonomic status. In anatomical methods can be used in identification of the herbarium specimens which do not bear flowers or fruits. Anatomical characters such as arrangement of vascular bundles, presence or absence of secondary growth, nature of mesophyll tissue are also used in separating plants in taxonomic groups. These characters are useful in separating dicotyledonous plant from monocotyledonous plant. For example, in case of internal characters of dicot leaf, it shows the mesophyll tissue is divided into two types of cells, that is palisade and spongy tissue. But in case of monocot leaf internal characters, it does not show the mesophyll tissue is not divided into two types of tissues. So, depending on such internal characters, we can separate plants into different groups. Another importance is the several types of chemical compounds occur in plant tissues and these compounds are supposed to be valuable as indicators of taxonomic affinity. For example, crystals, starch grain, latex, resins, oils or mucilage or tannins or alkaloids, etc. Lastly, uh, type of secondary growth, vascular rays, pitting patterns, growth rings, sieve tubes, or nature of collenchyma, sclerenchyma, or storage tissue. Knowledge of this help to assign the plant to a particular family. For example, in order Coniferales, all families are separated from each other on the basis of pitting pattern, medullary rays, and growth rings, as well as presence or absence of pith, resin canal, etc. So these are some importance of anatomy in taxonomy. Let's see what are the importance of anatomical knowledge in physiology. As we know that physiology deals with study of metabolic processes in plants or study of functions carried out by the plants. And this study needs basic knowledge of anatomy. See, anatomy helps to understand the concept of osmosis, ascent of sap, water and mineral absorption, nature and position of tissues, and internal structure of organ concerned with the different processes. The structure of xylem, phloem, and endodermis, etc., help to understand the above metabolic processes. Anatomical nature of stomata, such as types of stomata, that is normal or sunken, or type of guard cells, that is kidney or bramble shaped, presence of trichomes, number of layers of hypodermis, presence of cuticle on epidermis, and the like clearly gives an idea about important physiological processes such as transpiration in plants. So, to understand different processes in plant, we must have the knowledge of internal structure of the plant. Secondly, anatomy helps to understand the concept of photosynthesis by knowing the location of chlorophyllous tissue, bundle sheaths, chloroplast and mesophyll chloroplast, palisade ratio, nature of stomatal complex, etc. In C4 plant, leaf shows Kranz anatomy, a special leaf structure known to render better photosynthesis efficiency and the ability to turn energy from light into chemical energy. Or ultrastructure of chloroplast is very important to explain the photosynthetic process. So, to explain or to understand the different processes, we must know the internal structure of organs of the plant body. And here, anatomy has the great importance in knowing the physiological processes. Next one, that is to understand the effect of light, mineral elements, plant hormones, etc. Anatomical characters of respective organ play an important role. The detailed study of tissue concerned with conduction of water and mineral salts and the anatomy of xylem help us to understand the concept of ascent of sap, that is translocation of absorbed sap from root tip to the shoot tip. Anatomy of source and sink has a very important role in calculating the productivity and yield of the plant, which depends on physiology of the plant. And lastly, the presence of storage cells, vacuoles, oil cavities in plants provide an idea about storage of reserve food and secondary metabolites. So this is all about importance of anatomy in physiology. The knowledge of anatomy has importance in many other fields of botany, such as for ecological interpretation or for in pharmacognosy or in wood identification. And this importance of anatomy in different field we will discuss in next video. Thank you.